Hey guys, how you all doing? And I'll be honest, I do want to start by apologizing first. Now, originally I did want this entire video to be just a live commentary of me opening these supply boxes, but one of the things that was kind of becoming a problem while I was opening these boxes, and you're going to see in the video in the background, I haven't been getting anything good. I was kind of hoping I would at least get one good thing, or at least some sort of requirement, especially after spending that much money. But as you can see, I don't get anything good at all. Mostly just attachments and probably like a skin for a sniper that I really didn't want, the CFX50. Now, I always wanted the CFX50, but I never wanted the cartoon skin, but you guys are going to see everything. I'm going to let this play in the background, but the reason why I'm not doing the live commentary is because I was basically just raging the entire time. I was really pissed about this, and I completely understand everything. I'm not like blaming the game, because at the same time it was RNG based, it was a loot box. I'm not really into loot boxes at all. This is the first time me actually ever opening, like, paying for loot boxes. Most of the time I try to like stay to like the whole free-to-play market and like spend money just to buy the thing directly, but this is the first time that I've ever tried to use money in a loot, like to purchase loot boxes. This is my first time ever doing this, and after my experience with this is going to be the last time that I ever do something like this. Now, of course, a few people are asking like, why would I ever try to spend that much money? And mostly I kind of wanted to give the game the benefit of the doubt or something like that. I really didn't think that the loot boxes, like the RNG behind all of this, was really that bad. And a lot of the times I haven't been spending any money at all. I think the last time that I've ever spent money on this game was actually when I uploaded that gameplay footage of me playing with the Gold Scar H. And of course, I did spend money to try to meet like 2 out of the 3 requirements for the K2C. I actually did spend money to get the GP to purchase the other thing. I actually purchased a bundle for the Chrome M4. So I literally only needed the Celebration SVD, and I was thinking like, okay, I've been trying a while, like a few weeks, about a few months, well, basically since that skin ever came out, the Overlab K2C, and I've yet to get it. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe if I just spend some money, I'll get it. Now, I don't really know what the appropriate amount of money. I didn't think I would have to spend all of it, but I just thought, you know, maybe I just might get lucky if I do end up spending all of it, and nonetheless, whatever happens, I'm not planning on doing this ever again anyway. So, of course, I was beat out of $100 US for this. And, of course, I basically have a bunch of attachments and a few skins to show for this. Now, again, I'm not angry at the game or anything else like that, because no one forced me to open these boxes. This was completely optional. But I guess it was kind of like messed up that this was just something that I wanted. I wish this was like much easier. And of course, they did mention in the post that they end up having like the HQ report too, like they were listening to people's feedback. But unfortunately, that's really not enough. That's basically like a Bungie excuse. Like, yeah, we're hearing feedback. Okay, it's nice that you're hearing it. Now, what are you going to actually do about it? So that's really not enough. That's really not saying much for me. It's nice that you guys are listening, but of course, it takes action. And also another thing that I kind of want to address too, while I was actually recently playing Ironsight, I finally did get the SG553. I'm working on the EMR right now, so thankfully I finally got that assault rifle finished. It's definitely going to take a while for the EMR, but one of the things that I've noticed while I was playing Ironsight is a lot of the lobbies are actually like pretty barren. I'm rarely like running into full lobbies, and like the small lobbies eventually do grow into like more players do join in and it becomes a full lobby. But there's some times where it's like I'm playing an entire game and I only have like 2 to 3 people on my team, and like the only matches that I've been finding game modes in for are like resource takeover, team deathmatch, and I think I found a single game of frontline, of course after waiting like 5 minutes. Now, of course, the servers are having issues, but I don't know, and they also did post a little report. I am going to leave that in the link in the description box below. They did post saying that they're aware of the server issues. They're trying to address that as fast as possible. And also, unfortunately, they also mentioned that it's the esports thing was being put on hold until the servers are actually back up and running. So kind of what I took out of that entire post, and maybe I am like not understanding it fully, but from what I'm understanding by this post is the moment the netcode, the latency, and everything are like completely patched and ping and all of that is no longer an issue, they want to focus directly on esports, not adding more content, not anything else like that, just straight to esports the moment they patch this whole thing up. Now, of course, this kind of gives you like mixed thoughts at the same time, and of course there could be like some things in between, because in that case they are, I don't want to say they're adding, they're unlocking that new cruise ship map, and I have no idea when that's going to end up coming out. It's apparently supposed to be pretty soon, but again, that's nothing new. They're just unlocking it. They're porting it over from the South Korean version, and it's kind of awkward that they're even going to call that a new map, because I'm pretty sure about half of the community knows that the cruise map is already in the files. They already know this. You don't even have to data mine this thing. I can send you guys the link to open up the game files and you can see the maps for yourself. But it's just like a pretty like mixed feeling. I'm thinking this server issue that they're going through right now might actually kill the game, because the player count is definitely going down, and of course they're not going to mention it, but it's just how long it's taking for me to actually find a game. It's starting to take a few minutes, and back then it used to only take around like 10 seconds just to find a game, and now it's been like around 1 to like 2 minutes, sometimes even longer than that, just to actually find a game. And it's a little awkward that it's really getting to that point already this early. I don't know, at this point anything could really happen in the game, but for me personally, I think because of the lack of content, and not to mention this server issue really hurting a lot of people, I think this might be like the one thing, like the straw that breaks the camel back and kind of kill the game off. Hopefully I am wrong, and maybe when they actually have this server issue completely fixed up, more players will actually be able to come to the game and enjoy it. Now, another thing that people have been mentioning is Ironsight coming to console, and people really have been pushing that. I'm actually going to be the one person to go against that. I'm going to push against what the crowd actually thinks. Me personally, I think they're going to be like pull the culling. I don't know if you guys actually remember the culling. Well, after the issue with the culling 2 happening, I'm pretty sure people know exactly what that is, but it would practically be another relapse of that. The game actually going to console and dying there. I think this game was really going to die if it ever gets ported over to console. Not to mention because it's like, it's going to split the developers' attention. Now they have to worry about the PC version and the console version, and the team already isn't that big. Now granted, Area Games could give them like a little bit much more support. I don't know if it ever would, but me, I think it would actually be a bad move, them actually going over to console, especially with this little bit of content that they have already in the game and not really much added at all except for weapon skins. I really think it would be a bad idea if Ironsight ever did come to console. I am against that. But let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. If it's finished, I'm going to let this play in the background below. I'm never going to spend money on this game, and one of the people in my previous videos like kind of asked me the question like, hey, would you recommend spending money on this game? And I actually said no. You could, like, overall, I'm going to say no, but if you actually want your character to look different, if there's like a specific skin outside of the legendary variants or anything else like that that have like requirements that you do want to spend money on the things that you can buy directly. Do not waste your money on the loot boxes, and I'll say that right now. Do not waste your money on the loot boxes. Unless, if you want your character to look different, that's fine, because that's money that you're paying directly for. You're not gambling, and that's exactly what I'm gonna end up calling this, gambling. And after this, it's just leaving like a bad taste in my mouth after this whole situation with the loot boxes. I'm never doing this again, and this is the last time that I'm ever going to spend money on Ironsight, unless they make some really serious changes now at the moment. But at the moment where it stands right now, I'm not giving these developers any more of my money. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and please always stay safe.